He's coming back.
No, we gotta lock that door. Go ahead, Mika. Can you lock that door?
Yeah.
We don't want no other
I just don't
customers.
want him to see me locking.
No, no, lock it. Jesus, let them see. You know, we
Damn, she slammed it.
in the middle.
She slammed it. He definitely
Damn.
heard that. He definitely heard that.
You gotta be like, dude, we're in the middle of something. We're all dressed up and stuff. Like Chris never does his hair. You know what I'm saying?
You all trying to look. I look crazy as shit right now, probably.
Oh, are you recording? Yeah, oh, damn. Okay, this is like behind the scenes.
Right, bloopers.
All right, I'm here with my boy Shaughn Cooper.
Yeah.
And where can we find you at on? I know you're on Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram, everywhere, man. Everywhere, Shaughncooper. Just my full name.
Okay. So how long have you been shooting like film photography?
Man, I started when I was in high school. Man, that was like had to been like 2012.
Oh, really?
Like 2012. Actually, I shot film before that too, man. Like, my sister's father was like one of the first people to like really like kind of like push me to do photography.
Oh, so
he gave me like his first camera, which was like a Minolta,
oh, really?
old ass Minolta, and like I ran it into the ground until like I realized I didn't really know how to use it.
Yeah.
And I got back a couple of rolls, and they were all just overexposed.
Yeah.
And either they were overexposed or underexposed. So like imagine getting like 3 rolls back and all of them are like black, and then like the next roll is like white. And then back then I just thought that my camera was broken. Like probably like 5 years later I realized that like I just fucked the settings up. My bad. Can I curse? My bad.
Yeah, I guess we have to bleep that out.
Okay. I messed it
It's
up.
a family lab, but we can.
My
it's
bad.
okay. So we'll be like
bad.
beep beep.
I got a little potty mouth. My bad.
No, it's all good. Yeah, because I remember, dude. So I know with film photography, like just on photography in general, I got inspired by my like brother-in-law. Like he used to have a studio. He used to have like an F3.
Yeah.
No, F2, I think, and it had a motor drive, and the sound of that thing was like clunk 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 clunk, like clunk 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 clunk.
Yeah.
Like they don't have that with digital cameras, but back then with the shutter on it, it was like clunk clunk clunk.
Yeah.
It was like the best sound. So back then I was like, man, I was like 13, 14. I was like, yeah, I want to get into like, and they had like 3 or 4 photo labs around the area. So that's what got me. So, but yeah, that's good that you got inspired by your. There's always somebody that inspires you to shoot film.
Yeah, honestly, it was a lot. I had a lot of inspirations, man. Like my mother, probably is my biggest inspiration. Like she was the one in the family that would always run around with a camera, taking pictures on film in like the 80s and the 90s, just capturing the family.
Yeah.
And I would look at these photo books as like a 5 or 6 year old, and I just be like, "Yo, this is tight. Like,
Yeah,
I want to
like
do this
photo
one
albums,
day."
huh?
Yeah, photo albums. Like we don't do them as much anymore, but like I feel like there's there's an importance of like capturing family.
That's what I feel bad about. Like a bunch of the newer kids, they don't have like tangible
They
stuff.
got Instagram. Yeah,
They got Instagram, but everything's owned by like these big companies. Like if I go, I mean, I got high school, like party days in college, like albums and albums of tangible stuff that I could like hold.
Yeah.
Like I mean, that's what I like about seeing a lot of kids nowadays with film photography. They do a lot of printing.
Yeah.
So that's good.
And I used to be really big. Like my mother was really big on music too, so she would take me into record stores, and it inspired me to want to become a musician. But as I got older, I realized that I wasn't necessarily good at making music.
Yeah.
But I did get inspired by the cover art that I saw in these record stores, like Mobb Deep, like 50 Cent, like portraiture, like. When artists use like portraiture for their album covers, like I already knew that it was gonna be a great album.
Yeah,
and,
back then it was all shot on film.
Literally, which is like why I chose like probably like 3 or 4 years ago to like make majority of my work on film, because like as I got older and I realized like, okay, photography is like what I really want to do for a living.
Yeah.
Like I started to look at the people who inspired me most, and I realized all of them shot on film.
Yeah.
Like Gordon Parks, legend. Annie Leibovitz.
Yeah.
Like Sue Kwan, Jonathan Mangan, Shimodu. Like, yo, like they all shot on film.
Yeah.
Like
photography.
my favorite pictures, like shot on film. Like right now, like I'm in this joint like night and day, like looking up just different types of like black and whites and like the differences between the different types of black and whites.
Yeah, look at like Muhammad Ali's photographs. They're all black and white. Was it Howard Bingham? He's one of Muhammad.
He's one of them. Yeah, he was one. He was like his
follow
main
him everywhere.
Yeah.
Just take photographs of him. So yeah, that was. And I have one of his photographs over there.
Yeah,
that he signed. This is back in like 98, 99 at a convention. Howard Bingham was there, and he was like, "Oh, I was
Fire.
like, yo, let me get this signed." So, because all
Fire.
his photographs were like amazing, dude. So yeah,
Yeah,
and
and
dude, photography is always expensive, dude.
yeah, and that's the best part about film, right? Because I shoot digital too. But like with me shooting film at such an early age, like I learned the importance of how much like it costs to take a photo.
Yeah,
Like every time you click, that's like $4 or $5. It
yeah,
might not be a lot, but like $4 or $5.
yeah,
Like it's just even now, like I'm a little bit more like intentional whenever I shoot digital because
yeah,
of me shooting film.
yeah,
Because like even now I shoot medium format film for majority of my portraits,
yeah,
and like I don't even bring my digital camera a lot of the time to these like shoots that I'm more passionate
yeah,
about.
yeah,
Like even at my shoots, like I'll bring like a scribe there to like to take note of all my data and like sketch out like the different frames for
yeah,
each EXIF data like for each shot.
yeah,
Like and then I'll have like an assistant or a PA to like help
yeah.
me move around lights and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Like
that's good that you write stuff down, and so you could track how what the
yeah.
settings were for that particular environment.
I started recently, man, like on my last shoot with my homie G, like we pulled up, it was like 3 or 4 of us, and I had one homie just sitting there with a notebook, just like sketching out each frame and then writing down the settings for each frame.
Yeah, yeah,
And like
yeah,
just sketching out like and also putting like, okay, what frame this is. Cause like off just like archival, like I'm really big on archival.
yeah.
Like I love the archive stuff.
Yeah, that's the thing about photography. Like you got to keep on shooting, even if it's digital or film. The
Yeah.
only way you're gonna learn is you got to go out there and shoot.
Yeah, literally.
I
Yeah,
mean, that's the only way you're gonna learn. Like
literally.
there's only like maybe one kid that came here. He read everything in a book,
Yeah.
and on his first try, everything was fire.
Yeah.
We were like, me and Thor was amazed. We were like amazed, like, oh my god, all this stuff is good, in focus. Like usually, like customers like that, the film would be like all of them blank or underexposed or not focused, but his stuff was all. And he just like, yeah, I just read a book. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, I'm like the opposite. I'm like probably like my bad. I'm probably like 14,
Yeah.
15 years in.
Yeah.
Like and I've messed up so many rolls
Oh,
of film.
that's like normal, dude.
Like man, I've done so much reading. I've watched so many YouTube videos. YouTube has been my biggest asset over the years. Like I have YouTube Premium for
Yeah.
that reason. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I just be on YouTube watching hours and hours. Like I have a whole playlist, Photography 101, I've been adding to since I was in like high school.
Yeah,
To this
dude.
day.
Yeah, like YouTube. Yeah, definitely. Like everything is like on there, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like somebody asks a question about like, hey, how because every customer thinks I know every single camera. Like I've only dealt with like a few cameras like in my
Yeah.
life. Like they always ask questions, hey, how do I load this? I mean,
Yeah.
it's generally the same thing. But some customers, when they ask me about digital cameras, they'll have different settings. Like, dude, I don't really know. I think
Yeah.
YouTube's like your best bet. But film cameras, they're mostly the same. But digital cameras, they could have different settings, different
Yeah.
software, so you get more complicated in the menus. So I'm like, yo, go on YouTube. That's your best bet to learn everything, dude.
Yeah, I like that's what I admire most about, I'm assuming your generation is like y'all only had encyclopedia and y'all had word of
my
mouth
God.
and like you had to really pay attention.
Jesus
You had to really pay attention. Like
Yeah, we had to go to like you had to go to college
Yeah.
to learn about photography because there
Yeah.
was no Google
Yeah.
back then. There's no Google like whatever every time you have a question you could Google it.
Yeah.
Like you can't. You got to go to a library, okay, or you got to know somebody that specializes in that field. It's like so much easier, man, for this generation. But back then, that's when the internet was just starting out.
yeah.
So the future was bright.
I admire it though. I admire it because like man, you got people who are on year 2 of photography that's like killing it. Like they're having whole like crews on sets.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
they
dude.
killing it.
Yeah.
They killing it, man. I admire it because like it shows that the generation before did something right with passing down the knowledge. And
Yeah, yeah.
that's what I was all about too. Like the more you learn, the
Yeah.
more you teach, so you can make more space for
Yeah.
more for you to learn.
Yeah. So think about that one you said passing down the knowledge. You know what surprised me? Like when Pentax were making their new camera, the half frame, like they don't have the technology anymore. They're like, we have to figure out how to do all this stuff all over again, how to implement it. And I was like, yo, why'd you guys throw all that away? Like,
Yeah.
like all their I guess senior technicians, they had to make the half frame, the new half frame Pentax half frame, all from like scratch
Yeah.
and figure everything out. So that's pretty
Yeah, I
pretty
think-
wild though.
I think honestly, man, when digital came around, like everybody was probably like, yeah, there's no need for film no more.
Yeah.
But I think they also forgot that like film, like the dynamic range you get in film,
Oh yeah.
is insane. Like literally every picture you take
Yeah.
has the capabilities of being like the same. Like this is what I love about film too. Is like no matter what camera you have, it's a possibility you may get the same photo with a different camera.
Yeah.
The same amount of quality. Like if you have the same lens. Like me personally, I shoot Leica, so when I use a Summicron 28 on an M10, I can get the same photo on an M6.
Yeah.
Or I can get the same photo on an M9.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The same amount of sharpness, the same amount of
Yeah.
contrast.
Yeah. And I mean, like, well, a lot of people like when they shoot, like when they compare, like, just like even okay, let's say disposable camera, just the frame of that disposable camera, just the negative of it is so much bigger than the CCD chip of an iPhone, which is probably like that small.
Yeah.
So that's why you get that better quality when you guys get the scans, because the CC, I mean, like the negative is so much bigger than the one on your iPhone. So
literally,
that's why when we go to parties, like if people are not shooting film, if it's like a group photo, if it's on an iPhone, I'm like, nah, I don't want it.
I feel it.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel it.
If it's on a film camera and it was shot properly, it comes out so
it.
much better. Like the detail.
I feel it. And also another like director that inspired me to shoot film was Stanley Kubrick for Space Odyssey 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Oh yeah.
He shot it in 72 millimeter film in 1968, and to this day it's still getting remastered.
You're a big film buff?
Not really, not as big as I would want to be,
Yeah.
but like once I read up how much money like went into that movie and like how much money it's still making to this day, and also how it's still being remastered in 8K and it was shot in 1958.
Yeah,
it's insane, bro. Like the negatives for that joint is like millions of dollars.
Yeah,
like, probably billions at this point.
So the best thing about 4K 4K videos. So buy the ones that don't have special effects. Okay, if it's a movie that's like has a lot of special effects, let's say like Aliens or what else, like Terminator. It's special effects heavy.
Yeah.
So they don't redo the special effects in 4K.
Yeah.
Okay, so they don't really scan it in 4K. But if you go look at movies that have been all shot on film, has no special effects, the quality is so much better. Like look at Home Alone, all the James Bond movies.
Yeah.
The 4K, because it was all shot on film,
Yeah.
and all they have to do is scan it, and they don't have to worry about, let me redo the special effects and everything.
Yeah, I feel like taste was such a big thing back then, but it was so big that it was just normal.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like now we get a camera probably every month, but I feel like back then you either shot on probably a RA-SR2 or you shot on like a Bowflex, like a Boliflex.
Oh, dude, like
that's another reason why I haven't really gotten into video, because like when I do video, like I want to shoot on like 16 millimeter cameras. Like I want to shoot on like 32 millimeter cameras.
Oh, film cameras.
Yeah, like RA-SR2. Like that's what I would want to do on video. Like digital video is cool, but like even now, people are just downloading like these. They're just downloading these overlays, these film overlays that make their footage look like film.
Oh, like filter or something.
Yeah, and I realized, when I was transitioning, like, cause I'm still in the process of transitioning over to like at least 80% of my work. Like, just being realistic, I'm in 2025. Like, I would want 80% of my work to be on film.
Yeah,
but like, what made me realize I wanted to transition to like most of my work being on film was just like when I asked myself, I'm like, what am I editing in my photos? Like, am I editing my photos to look like film?
Yeah.
I asked myself that, and I was like, yeah. And I was like, okay, I think it's time for me to just shoot film.
Yeah, yeah. Film is just it lasts a long time. That's why like Jaws, the film, like first it was shot like first you could just scan the film all over again.
Yeah.
You could scan it in 4K, then scan it again in 8K.
Yeah.
And then when customers come in here with a VHS and they're like, yeah, how come you can't make my VHS into 4K? I'm like, because it's not on film.
Yeah.
Your VHS is like on tape, and it's always going to be that 720 by 480 resolution. It's not going to get any better.
Yeah.
But with the film, you could always scan, that, the Jaws, the footage over again with like a better scanner and get like that 8K resolution.
Literally.
So yeah, so what are some of your favorite cameras that you shoot with right now?
Man, I got plenty of tools, man. I would say right now what I'm using the most is my Mamiya RZ67, and my Leica M11D, which is not film, but it does not have a LCD like monitor on the back.
Oh, that one's
So
nice.
you cannot
Yeah, that's a
see.
nice
You
camera.
can't see the photos after you take them.
Yeah,
So
yeah. So it's
that's
kind of like
like.
film, though. You know.
Yeah, and I love my I love the Hasselblad 500 CM a lot that I've been using. Like I love that one a lot, and then like I love the M6 a lot. But like I'm looking forward to probably getting like a Nikon, like maybe F6,
Oh yeah.
for more of like my paid work. Cause
Yeah.
like I love Leica, but like manual focus sometimes is not ideal for me.
Yeah.
Like
You
if I'm
want to
shooting
shoot
like
quick.
sports, yeah, if I'm
Yeah.
like shooting sports, like
You want to run and gun.
yeah, I want to run a gun, but with Leica, I mean, one thing I do love about the Leica M system is just like you can get some beautiful images even if you do miss focus.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how they do it, but you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. With the Leica lenses, you could tell if it's shot on a Leica.
yeah,
Like I have a customer here that I know, he always has Leica cameras, and he shot like a portrait of me
yeah,
with a Leica, and I was like, "Hey, can I keep that file?" And he
yeah.
was like, "Yeah, man, keep it." I was like that because
That's
it
beautiful.
had such a nice like background blur,
Mm-hmm.
just so like it's like nicer than my like. And I have good cameras too. I have like Canon, with like a 2.8 lens, 200 millimeter 2.8 lens. So the background blur was just so soft and so sharp. Like it was just nicely done. You could tell it's from like a Leica.
Yeah.
Yeah, and your 6x7 scans. When I see them, dude, I have to zoom in and see all the little intricate
Yeah,
details.
that's my
You know
favorite
what I'm
part.
saying?
That's my favorite part about getting files from you, bro.
Yeah.
Because you give me TIFF files. You give me TIFF files, and they're like 140,
Oh,
150.
they're huge.
Yeah, 140,
They're big.
150
They're big.
mega. Yeah. Big files, big boy files. But that's
Yeah,
my favorite
man.
part. Like when I get them and I download them and I zoom in just to see how sharp it is. And I'm
Yeah.
like, yo, this is at 100%. And it
Yeah,
looks
man.
like I could crop this and it still be
Yeah,
a
when
print.
it gets to like your film, I enjoy scanning it.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
There's like only like because we do a lot.
Yeah.
We probably do like 300 rolls. Okay, and probably like 60% is like amateur, and then 40% is like professionals.
Yeah.
So yeah, when I get to the professionals, and then like they have great images, great exposures, just enjoy scanning them. Like
appreciate
oh my
that.
god, these are such. Yeah, I'm like hey, Mika, come here, take a look at this image. This is so
Oh,
nice.
wow. See, I always wonder what y'all process.
We always like, hey, come here, take a look at this photo. This is so nicely done.
I always wondered what y'all process was like, cause like I know y'all be getting some heat through here, and like
Yeah.
I always wondered like, okay, I wonder if they ever be like crowding around the monitor.
Oh
looking
yeah,
at
we always
somebody's
crowd around the
photos
monitor,
or-
dude. Like, yo, check this out. This is so
Yeah,
nice.
that's tight.
Oh, especially when somebody shoots like especially with like the camera you have,
Yeah.
the 6x7.
Yeah.
That's a huge negative.
Yeah.
So especially when you shoot like a highly detailed area, with like an aperture f16 where you get like everything in focus.
Yeah.
Then you just zoom in any place and then see like so much detail.
Yeah, it's funny. I got a portrait session this Sunday with my boy Al, and like I'm thinking about shooting that f16 for some motion blur shots with the XP2 you were telling me about.
Yeah.
C41 black and white.
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay. I'm thinking this would be the first time I've ever shot at like f16. Like usually, like I try to stay no higher than like when I'm shooting medium format, I try to go no higher than like f8.
Yeah. Because you do like you specialize a lot in the portraits, right? That's what your specialty is.
Yeah, that's my. It's funny, right? Like with me, like being represented recently, like getting rep recently, like Ashley has really been on she's been on me to like.
Who's this?
Ashley is my manager.
Oh, your manager.
Ashley,
okay.
yeah, Ashley Kershaw. Like shout out to her. She's like bringing the best out of me. Like in the last 2 months.
She does photography too, or no? She just manages?
Nah, she just manages me,
Oh,
but
okay.
she just like she's like Rick Rubin. Like she just gets it. Like she just
Yeah.
knows like
Yeah.
what to do. She just knows what to do for everybody.
Oh,
like,
that's good. That's good.
Yeah, but she's been bringing the best out of me, and she's really been having me hunker down on just like what I'm really passionate about.
Yeah.
And like how I can get paid for what I'm really passionate about. Because I love like it's weird, man. It's weird being really good at different types of photography.
Yeah.
Because like you get a really good shot, you kind of confuse yourself that you're passionate about
Yeah.
the really good shot that you got.
Yeah.
But like in actuality, you're not passionate about that type of photography. You're just hyped because you got a really good shot.
Yeah.
And it carries over maybe into the next shoot like that.
Yeah.
And you might not get the best results, or you might not get the same results from the previous shoot, but
Yeah.
now you're just stuck like, damn, like I gotta go harder. But
But you deal with a lot of people though, right? You always
Yeah.
interact, and that takes like a special type of person to like interact with people and be like a social individual.
I would
You know,
say
you're pretty social then too.
I would say I'm not, cause like
You're not.
I wouldn't say I am, man. I think I'm just I don't know, man. Like people have told me I'm just likable.
Yeah.
Like, cause I don't come outside much unless I'm working. But like,
But
I
you
have
but you look approachable.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Because I don't look approachable. Because I'm like every time I'm here, like some people say like they like because they don't know me.
Yeah.
They don't, if they first see me, like he doesn't look approachable. But once they get to know me, then
Yeah.
they understand they got a business to run.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Literally, man. I mean, my favorite Pokemon is like Mewtwo. Like Mewtwo you don't ever see
Yeah.
unless like you go high up into the mountains
Yeah.
and like you want to see Mewtwo
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
that's like my favorite Pokemon.
So like back in the day, we used to do like a lot of film photography too. Like we used to
Yeah.
go on location and stuff. This is like in early 2000s.
Yeah.
So I have I have a brother-in-law and then his brother. Okay. His brother was such like every time we used to do like wedding photography, they always want him for the next wedding, but they never would request my brother-in-law because he's not a social or likable
Yeah.
type of individual, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but his brother Fardeen, they used to call him Picasso.
Yeah.
Because his photography was good, and he still does photography now, but not as
Fire.
much. But he was just a good social person, and that's what
Yeah.
photography. If you're going to deal with people,
I'm like the
you know,
opposite.
no?
Like when I'm at events, bro, like people would be loving to see me, but I be loving to keep it moving and taking my
okay.
next picture. Like I love y'all, but I just be like, yo, please let me get this next photo.
Oh, okay. Because you like to just shoot it and get the job done.
I mean, it's I'm in a really weird place, right? Like at 28, I'm like still learning myself, right?
Yeah.
And like I'm still evolving into like I'm gonna be evolving until I die. But
Yeah.
it's like the older I get, the more I just want to like kind of take photos.
Yeah.
Which is why, man, I haven't really been shooting as many events lately because it hasn't really been speaking to me.
Yeah.
Like I love it, but it's just sometimes it's just like, yo, like I just want to shoot. Like I just want to focus on like photography. Like I do it honestly, bro. I do it purely like for sport. Like
Yeah.
I do it purely for sport, man. Like a lot of my homies in the area, like we all be shooting. Sometimes I be hitting them up. Like sometimes I talk a little trash because like I like a little competition. Sometimes I talk a little trash just so we all can get better though.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah,
like,
that's when you really like it, or you get motivated when you enjoy photography.
literally.
Because sometimes here, because running a business, I get stressed. It's always about money and stuff.
Yeah.
So kind of but when I was younger, it was more about photography.
And how long have y'all been open?
Dude, since 1996, I've been running it since 1998.
Bro.
So I was young. I was probably like 17, 18.
I
when
was
started
born in
running it.
'97.
Yeah. So
That's
yeah.
crazy. My whole life.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? I was talking to somebody on Instagram. And they were asking me like, "Yo, where should I get my film developed at in the DMV?" And
Yeah.
I thought I was exaggerating, but I told them I was like, "Yeah, go to Photo 60. They've been developing more than my whole life. Like,
Yeah, I've been developing for a long
life.
time, dude. I've been doing it for a minute.
Damn, that's on the record, y'all. Like, he been
Yeah.
developing film since like '98.
Yeah. So now we do probably like 300 rolls a week.
Yeah.
Like when we're really busy.
Nice.
Like back in those days,
I can only imagine.
the line used to be out the door. Like in the
Fire.
The line used to be out like summertime.
Fire.
Oh man, all the we used to have stacks of film.
Trap booming.
Yeah, it was busy back then, dude. It
Trap
was busy.
booming.
So what is? Let me ask you the next question. What is your favorite types of film to shoot?
Favorite types? Huh.
Like the brand. The Portra 400, Portra 800. What do you shoot the most?
The most. So my favorite, or what do I shoot the most? Because what I shoot the most is not my favorite.
Oh really? What is that?
Yeah. So my favorite is Ilford. It's Ilford HP5 push, 3 stops or 2 stops. I love the contrast from Ilford HP5.
Yeah.
But it's just a pain sometimes getting it developed because like a lot of like in this area, a lot of people be like, "Yo, you shoot HP5 at 400 and you want me to like." You want me to push it 2 or 3 stops? And I'm like, yeah. They look at me like I'm crazy. They really do. They look at me like I'm crazy. Like, you probably the first person to be like, okay, I could do that. But, like, everybody would be like.
Yeah, I just shot customers just the other day.
Yeah.
I think Mika was there when he came in. Like, I think you shot at like 1600. You remember that?
Yeah.
So I had to push it. So it's just extending the time.
Yeah.
It's just, instead of processing for 3 minutes, you process the film for 4 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So just a longer.
I think they just go by the book, to be honest. Like, it's only you and Annandale Photo. my man over there. Y'all the only two people to not look at me crazy, which is why I only kind of go to y'all, my boy Aries in Atlanta.
Yeah, so that's the reason why black and white takes longer, because every single film I have to like.
Yeah.
Some customers want it pushed, and then some customers they have different brands of film. So just like
Yeah.
every film type has a different processing time. So
Yeah.
that's the reason why it takes so long. So.
Which is also why I've been looking into what you was telling me about with XP2, with it being C41, with it being also easier. Because I like the results from XP2. I've been doing my research since probably Monday when I came in here.
Oh yeah,
I literally been doing my research since, and like it's also cheaper. It's also cheaper.
Kodak had one too. It was like Kodak 400 CN.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I heard about that.
They got rid of it. They got rid of a lot of great film.
I heard about that too. But my second favorite is Lomo 400. Between 400 and 800 is kind of a tie.
Yeah.
Of course, Ektar 100, and I would say like not my least favorite.
Yeah.
But like my least favorite out of those is probably Portra 400 and 800.
Oh really?
Yeah, I love 160 when I got enough light, but like I feel like with me, right, I shoot film for a look, like a certain look.
Yeah.
I feel like Portra 400 and 800 are a very industry standard flat look.
Yeah.
That will give you like, of course, with me like getting my stuff developed here, I get a lot of information in my photos.
Yeah.
Whenever I shoot Portra 400 and 800 and 160,
Yeah.
any Portra, anything. Like I get a lot of like detail.
Yeah.
Cause it's very sharp film, but it's just very flat and like
Yeah.
with me, like I just be wanting my film. Like whenever I shoot film in an ideal world, right? Like I would just shoot expired film.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like I also have like industry standard clients and like people use these photos for like EPKs, internet, like just all types of stuff. So just want to give people options.
All right. So if there's one film that you can't live without, which one would you like?
That I can't live without is Portra 800.
Portra 800?
Yeah, I got a love-hate relationship with Portra 800.
Yeah.
Yeah, she keeps calling back.
Like, Portra 800 is probably that's probably one of my favorites too. That and the Cinestill 800T is a really good film too.
See, I have yet to really experiment with Cinestill 800T, and I've been really inspired by a photographer named Paulo Reversi. Mm-hmm. He does like a lot of light painting, like light painting photography, and I plan on using that next week with that same method.
Yeah,
because like I look at his colors and they're very like mute.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, the only film that I can think of that's in production now that can give me the same flat, pale look on skin would probably be Cinestill 800T.
Yeah.
I like 400D. I got really good results from 400D once too.
Yeah, 400D, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's just yellow. It's just warm.
It's got like a green tint.
Yeah.
That's what I know. Yeah. It's got a green tint to all the images though.
What else? I haven't used 50D yet. I have not used 50D yet. I wanna use 50D one day. I just haven't figured out what I want to use it for. I go on a website called filmtypes.com and they give me an idea of what every film, like they have every film known to man on there, what it looks like there. Like it's user based, so users will upload photos from that film that they use. But you just don't have the option to like push or pull on there.
Yeah. Yeah. So that the most common film that we sell the most, probably the Portra 400.
Yeah, I'm about to say
that is like the one that always like.
Yeah, it's very safe. It's very expensive and very safe.
It's common and it's one of the top films that we sell, and it's a great film. But that thing always like.
What's your second most bought?
Second film is probably the Portra 800.
Outside of Portra, what's your
okay? Outside of the Portra, it'll be the Ultramax.
Really?
Oh.
Oops.
Yeah.
Really?
We sell a lot of Ultramax, yeah.
Really? I had Ultramax one. It's funny. I bought some Ultramax when I was in a pinch once.
Yeah.
With like an editorial.
That's probably the most economical film that you could, it's
really?
like 3-pack now. I mean. Yeah.
You know what's funny though? Is Fuji Superior still a thing?
Oh man, they got rid of that.
So it's funny, man. Pissed. That's what I started on, and like back in the day, like when I was in high school, shout out to C and J Smith. Like they two twins at my high school. They were teachers. They were art teachers, and like coaches for like the wrestling team and the swimming team too. So like they're actually the ones that pushed me to like shoot on film.
Yeah.
And like to pursue photography. Like they're one of the few. They're like one of the first people. Like some of the first people to like really push me to like take photography seriously. It was like, yo, you kind of got.
And that was with the Superior.
Yeah. So like I used to get my stuff developed at CVS.
Yeah.
And I used to get it on like a CD. and I used to have to wait like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And it was just such an experience.
I'm not kidding. Like maybe 5-6 years ago, like everything was on a CD or DVD. We used to burn it. Before, okay, so it was DVD, it was CD, DVD, and then we went to Dropbox for like 4 or 5 years, and then now it's on Photo60.com.
Nice.
So yeah, so back then it was, but the good thing about CDs or DVDs is something tangible and they last.
Yeah.
Oh, are you recording? Yeah. Oh, what were you even talking about?
What were we talking about? I think we were talking about CVS and like Fuji Superior.
Yeah. So yeah, everything. Yeah. Oh yeah. Fuji Superior is one of the best. Dude, a lot of people like, I don't know, back in the day, they're like, I don't know if they appreciated Fuji Superior, how good it was.
Yeah, I don't think anybody appreciated a lot of things. Like even FP 100C, like pill apart film, like not pill apart film, pill apart Polaroids.
Yeah.
Because now you can't find it nowhere, but if you find a pack, they want like $200 for like 10.
Yeah, dude, Fuji Superior is like $30. That used to be like a common film, like Ultramax. You know?
Yeah, it's another Fuji. It's another Fuji film that they stopped producing it some years ago.
Yeah.
It was like the first film I ever shot on. I can't even think. I think it's like F100C or.
Oh, there's Fuji. Oh, what was it called?
It's expensive now though.
They had Fuji Riella. I mean, this is like before you guys were born. That was probably one of the best films.
Ooh.
Okay. What was the? I know what, dude. It's like I can't even think about it right now.
That's my biggest gripe though. Is like when I do look at some of these pictures that like a lot of these OG photographers took.
Yeah.
If it ain't Ilford, or if it ain't Portrait 400, you're not gonna be able to like get the same colors.
Yeah. What is it?
Also, chemistry be changing.
Yeah, Fuji Pro 400H.
Yeah.
That's the one that's been like discontinued maybe like 2-3 years ago, 4 years ago. That was one of the best films too.
Yeah, that's the first stock of film I used.
Yeah.
Yeah, on Knives Escobar on like a hike. Like my homie Nori, she put me on and she had like a RZ. She had a RZ or RB at the time.
Yeah.
She was like, "Yeah, try this out." Like, all right, bet. Yeah.
Fuji's a really. I mean that Fuji Riella, Fuji Pro 400H. They had a Fuji 1600 Superior. Those are probably one of the best films, though. But I don't know. They discontinued them all. I guess to streamline. I guess they just don't have the facility to make them anymore. Or the
People
ingredients.
probably not buying them. Yeah.
So yeah, it was a good interview, dude. Man.
Thank you, man.
I appreciate you coming by, dude.
Appreciate you, man. All the work you do.
All right, make sure to follow this guy. What's the tag?
Shaughn Cooper, SHAUGHNCOOPER on everything.
We gotta do this again. Talk some more film.
Let me know.
All right, we gotta do it on like DC next time. Do it on location, dude.
Yeah, let me know.
With some nice background, some people walking around.
Some birds in the back.
Yeah. All right.
We good to go?
Yeah.
That.